All right, so we just poured our moisture into a bottle. We just gave it an extra strain through the strainer with the funnel and put into the bottle. We fit everything in here. And so now we're going to moisturize our locks. So distinction. Oh, it always feels good to massage my scalp. My hair is dry and not wet, but not dry and brittle. And actually, the longer I'm on this journey, a continued journey of many years, it just occurs to me I use a very gentle shampoo every once in a while, but I space that out with a lot of teas and aloes and herbs and things I can find in the yard. So let's move this out the way. All of this will rinse in a minute. Let me get a towel so I don't make a big mess. Let's get a towel. Because we don't usually moisturize in the kitchen. So let's see how moisture is on that hair. Let me take my little ring off. And so now I got a squeeze bottle. So again, I can use this on my skin, which I just did, but it feels so good. Oh my gosh, that feels so good. Woo. Very cooling. So here's our moisture. Now I have the type of hair where water sits on top of my hair, right? So what I would do with this, all I have to do is smooth it for it to go into my hair. So this is why I'm glad I did that extra little strain. So this is like water-based. It's so fine. It's like barely, it's barely a gel. It's not a thick gel. So this is, again, it's the nopales, the aloe, like you see in the previous video, and the cucumber. So how's that? So I hear the rose water. I'm growing a rose bush, but I'm all about what's sustainable and what I can do on my own. I don't like to feel like I'm beholden to somebody for products. That just doesn't make sense to me. I have the option. But if I got to run around and spend $20, $30 on a little small bottle of rose water, I don't know. It's kind of like almost like not shopping locally. You can do that. You have the option. But I'm into what is sustainable as a lifestyle. So all I'm doing is smoothing this on my hair. That's it. That's it. That's the moisture. That's all I'm doing. Real simple on my delicate hair. My hair constantly expresses. It doesn't like to be messed with a lot. So that's it. So rather than just putting a whole aloe leaf, which I've done before, but I find if I'm just wiping the aloe leaf into my hair, the chunks get caught in the hair, and then when it dries, it looks like dandruff or like some dried snot or kind of like flakes. So this could be an option. I don't see many people. There are a few people that I'm aware of that who I really love their hair that don't do oil. Like I love Ingrid from Toronto. Shout out to Ingrid from Toronto. Nonconformist Eyewear. Adette Wellington. People might consider her very controversial. She's very opinionated, though I would have to say she's one of the initial channels that I watched because I just felt intuitively like I didn't want to put anything in my hair. So she was a great source of encouragement. I give acknowledgement where it's due. So I really appreciated her channel. I think she's on another channel now, but she's one of the first women I really saw. But she has some short videos. I think they're still up. She doesn't upload content anymore. But where she's, telling you how to get some quote unquote Bob Marley locks, light locks with no twisting. Now, I love Valerie June's hair. I don't have Valerie June's hair. My hair is very, very fine. So this could be an option for those folks. If we're real, there are many women that are concerned about alopecia or losing your hair or many young flowers. There's just so many things that are just not on your radar in your 20s and your 30s. There's a lot of things that we're doing to our bodies, a lot of different types of stresses that we're putting onto the body that we're just not thinking about how it's going to affect the body later. And I don't tell grown folks what to do. I've been in food, nutrition, and fitness for several decades, and I have seen a lot. I also worked at a holistic health center, so I saw the patterns of what most people were coming in, and there were some definite patterns in terms of what people's biggest complaints are. Currently, I hear a lot about cancer, a lot about cancer, and definitely a lot of folks coming in a lot with fibroids, tumors, and cysts. If anything, I've seen the numbers have only increased, especially amongst young women. Hearing young women talk about 50 fibroids, 50. So what is that saying? Do we really think that that's not connected with our lifestyle, the pace that we're moving at and what we're ingesting? And I like to eat. I really do. I really do. Both sides of my family can really burn, but I'm not interested. At least I'm striving not to have to take insulin, and I want to be comfortable in my own hair and skin. Ooh, that feels so good. So you have to be very, very careful about too tight styles. So I love this style, but I can't wear this all the time because that's tension here. And so my hairline is doing decent. Also, this hurts. Too much pulling hurts. Though this is no gel or anything. I have very kinky, cottony hair. And although the moisture sits on the outside, all I have to do is smooth it in with my hands. So that's it. So I'm tempted right now. I'm in one of these spaces where I'm tempted to take the scissors and cut maybe cut a good amount off, maybe this amount. But a lot of times I'm just not thinking about hair. I'm just not. And that is again, on this journey, it's just it's such a relief. Such relief. I don't want to be over. I love fashion. I can appreciate makeup, but I'm not interested in being on a whole stroll or feeling like I don't have that spontaneous smile when I pass the mirror if I don't have mascara on, if my hair is not slicked back with baby hair. So this is it. So I don't twist. I've noticed I'm still moisturizing, child. It's probably has enough, but it just feels good. So again, this is a cucumber. If you go back, I just made another video. I try to keep it not too long, but the previous one, I mixed the cucumber, the nopales, and the pepino or the cucumber. So whatever porosity that is, the liquid sits on top. But look, that's it. All I have to do is smooth it in, which just feels so good. I don't use any oil. I don't use any products. Barely shampoo, because I've found my hair right now, I don't have to keep distinctions. I don't have to keep detoxing my hair because I'm not putting any oil into it. So that I found is too much back and forth. That's how I got that Twinkie syndrome, which is a video on this channel about the Twinkie syndrome. All I was using was natural oils, coconut and sometimes olive oil on my head, which smelled delicious and had a nice bit of shine in the sun. But one day I went to touch my hair and it felt like a Twinkie kind of oil grease in it. And it was just natural. Build up. Something happened. And I was like, okay, I'm not doing that again. And that was the first time I ever used baking soda in my hair. And it took a long time for me to get that out. And that was very traumatizing for my hair. My hair is already very fine. I actually, sometimes I'm like, wow, it's got a little length because I don't pay attention to it that much anymore. But that my hair, it doesn't like a whole bunch of handling or stress. I don't really get buildup because I'm not putting anything in it. Every now and then, something will get caught on my hair, right? Because now it's at a length where it can get caught up in fabric. I do exercise a lot, so my hair doesn't hold any kind of odor. But again, I'm not putting anything in it for it to hold odor. I can rinse it. I used to rinse it a lot more often. Every now and then I go through a phase where I want to rinse it more, but I don't know. Things change. As you grow and you learn your hair, you sit more with your hair over time. I'm considering now, this used to be kind of alarming first when I let these grow together. I would have loved sister locks type hair, but my hair is so fine. This was a big fluffy double strand twist. That's when I say I have fine hair. So I was like, what's going to happen if I let them join together? Now I'm thinking of letting them join together again. And because I haven't been paying attention to it, I just felt the other day, I'm like, wow, they're all joining together. Several weeks ago, I had decided to let two of them join together to see how long it would take. And this is them now. So wow, that's it. Is it that one too? They're joined. So I'm not thinking about it much. So they're a lot of them are all joined together. Now I'm not trying to do the still pulse with a couple of locks. I don't know how that would look with fine hair. but it's just doing what it does. So I remember back in the day, and I've mentioned this before, there's so many videos on hair that grows away from the locks. I just think we're a lot very worrisome, and I understand it, and have a lot of anxiety about what the hair is going to look like. So I've been pleasantly surprised over and over and over just by embracing my texture, right? People say it's so full. Well, it's full because it's an afro. This is the texture. This is the color. I've said before, I have one video on this channel, the hair that nobody wanted. And some people will get offended. But I'm telling you what my experience was. You know, nobody wanted to press my hair. It was too much work growing up. It's too thick. It was work. This is not that. This is pure freedom. Oh, this is moisture. This moisture is going to go on my skin. So in the back, I notice a difference with this and water is that you can get a little bit of a quote unquote curl, but of course when it dries, look at that. That's the aloe, the nopales, and the cucumber. So look at that's a little bit softer back there. That's just from, listen, listen, it's a lot of stuff that's right underneath our nose. We don't have to kill. I am not killing myself. You couldn't pay me. And I can appreciate all kind of styles. I just, with every year, I'm more appreciative and I'm more accepting of when it comes to people's food, whatever they pray to, how they wear their hair. That's not my business. I only care about how people treat me. I can learn something from anybody. But for me personally, this is pure freedom. Freedom. I don't have to be concerned. I could put a hair scarf on or not. I don't have to do anything. If I could somewhat pull this back and I could tie it down with a scarf if I wanted to smooth down my kinks. But just the freedom, you can experience a little bit of length. You know, if you want to, you can take this off the table and go move on and focus on something else. That's what I'm talking about. And it's just my perspective. I don't have the only perspective. But when I just think about where we're at right now in current times, what's the priority? Sometimes if there's an emergency going on, right? Because I experienced a hurricane not even some months ago, lost a lot of my banana trees that my sister and I planted. If there's an emergency, are you going to be sweating trying to grab all your gel and your hair products? Like, I think distraction is so addictive, and I understand why, because it's like there's so much pressure and stress. You just want to escape. That makes sense. But in reality, it's got to be some kind of balance. What are you going to be reaching for? When I think of the amount, and it's not about being cheap per se, maybe frugal, even more so being intentional with the resources of your time, your energy, and your focus. You know how much time and energy and focus I freed up for the garden and for play? I'm just not thinking about this. Like, and so when I think, I don't claim Rasta. I cannot. I have people in my family Rasta. I cannot, because I can appreciate Selassie and Garvey, but at this point, I'm not following anybody. That has been a major lesson of this life cycle. I have learned, got some butt kicking lessons about pedestalizing humans, but I can appreciate the contributions, right, from folks. So it's got, our hair has a natural sheen to it. It just doesn't reflect or refract light like other people's hair. And when it dries, it won't be slicked per se, but it's hydrated. It's just not brittle. So this is moisture. I'm smoothing it in. It feels nice. It's a feel. So I just don't think many of us have gone down a rabbit hole to see what our hair can do. It smells nice. It's refreshing like the cucumber. And I'll just move around and it will evaporate. That's it. But this is my moisture. This is moisture. I can soak it into the ends. I remember when I used to do double strand twists, or even with oil, it felt really good to put the oil in. It always felt good going on. But eventually, the hair started to get very heavy. So distinction, that's a point of concern, maybe perhaps for people that have delicate hair or want to extend the life of keeping your hair on your head. If the hair gets very, very heavy from oil and product and your hair is very delicate, then it can weigh down and that can actually tug and pull on your hairline, especially if your hair or your scalp is already compromised, right? So it's light, fluffy hair. It's a different feel. It may take some getting used to. Again, I don't know about y'all, but this is like, it's psychological. I've been on a return to natural for decades, right? For decades. It's been over 30 years. Though locks has been a whole nother it's been a whole nother extension of this journey. This is great for working out and your fitness. Excellent, excellent, excellent. You know, which is a real consideration. Some folks will not exercise because the hair is getting in the way. Not a concern. If I have to choose my fitness, my which is also here, it's not just about a look. It's that it's deeply therapeutic, deeply therapeutic. So that has to stay. The movement practice has to stay. So this is great for movement practice. All right, this feels so nice. I can't help myself. So if this was black styling gel, do you think I could keep slathering on? Well, this is not even a slather because this is pretty much like water, right? I don't even feel any of the mucilage anymore, and it's just going to evaporate. But it's not the same as putting water, which I've done before, water out of the faucet in a spray bottle on your hair, and it feels excellent on my skin. It smells nice. I'm just saying, this is so simple. It's so nice. You know how you see the sisters be rocking their weaves and they be looking all snatched and tight, and they have the nice little part down here, and then they have the little nails, and they be like, doing a little hair flip. Even you see the brothers that are a little more feminine be doing a little hair flip. You can have your hair flip with your soft cotton, with your fine hair. Hello, if you want to have that experience, I'm just saying, you can free up your daughters. I'm just saying, if you need some inspiration, reach out to me, honey. Free your daughters up. Let them have that experience of their hair. And who has this unique DNA marker? I can appreciate my Indian sister, my Asian sister, and their beautiful slanted eyes. I got my Irish homegirls rocking their little rosy cheeks, giving very cottage core. Well, who got this cotton over here? And it's fine, and it's mine. It's fine. It's cottony. Listen, I'm done. That's what I'm saying. So I'm calling this is freedom hair. This is Afrolocs. Freedom hair. No productitos. I'm off the whole stroll of products. The shower caddy has left the building years ago. I am not bringing it back. So there was one man folk that was on here telling me, recommending Sea Breeze. That was back in the day. I remember back in the day when people would get their braids, they would take Q-tips and their hair, the scalp is itching. Why is it itching, first of all? But I appreciate you sharing. But I remember Sea Breeze. I'm a woman. I've had this hair for a long time. I've had cornrows, since whenever. So we used to take the Q-tip and stick it inside the Sea Breeze and put it in the scalp to get relief from the itching. I've spent over $100 to get really fantastic cornrows. Shout out to New Wave Cultural Creations, one of the top braiding salons trained by Talani Kennard of Talani's Regal Movement. That's back in the day, the teeniest, tiniest little micro braids. That's a whole another thing. But anyway, folks used to use Sea Breeze. That's chemicals. It's alcohol. It's dry. It's refreshing from the mint or whatever's in there. I can't imagine myself buying more products. I can't do. I have zero interest. Thank you for sharing. I have zero interest in oil. I have zero interest in a bunch of products. There's one shampoo, and I know how to make soap because we like to do everything from scratch around here. But I can't do everything, right? So when I get a chance, I'm gonna make my soaps, but I don't use soap often, and I'm not also interested in stripping this delicate cotton. So you see, it's sat on top of the hair. Whatever, high porosity, low porosity, pick whatever. But you see, once I smoothed it in, that's it. They're joining. I could pull it apart right now, but I'm just not sweating that. I'm gonna get a movement practice in. And where are you folks? Where my early risers at? It's some folks that get their butt out of the bed, while some folks is rolling over, scratching their behind. We're up early, getting our movement practice on consistently. So this is the season to do what works. Getting up early, it works. It takes some adjustment. It works. Set the tone for your day. So the movement practice, 5 a.m. Monday through Thursday. Fridays is African dance and sculpt. Y'all welcome to join me. Are you about that life? So Flower Fit, if you reached out to me and you're in earnest, because it's a whole lot of folks, I'm very protective of myself on the internet because there's a lot of random energy, which I have zero interest in. So if you're persistent, you'll get through. It's a whole queue of folks. If I don't recognize random avatars and all kind of cryptic, I don't do that. If I cannot identify, folks will sit right there because my safety, my mental, emotional, protecting my psyche is number one. Safe space is number one. That's not up for discussion. So see y'all. Let me know if you try this moisturizer out. Check out the Twinkie video, how I damaged my hair. And then there's also the video, there's the Afrolocs, maybe I'll put it back up, challenge, which I totally kind of forgot about, but I'll put it back up. Just a hair growth challenge. You know, it's going down a rabbit hole to see what your hair can do. I'd also say your skin, as somebody that's had a tremendous amount of acne. So, and then there's the cucumber rosemary moisturizer. I was looking for an alternative to rose water. So I was like, I'm working on growing some roses out in the garden because I just think intuitively we should be able to pull from what's in our yard to luxuriate in ourselves in our little Afro flower gardens. I'm out of here. Create a great day on purpose. Like, comment respectfully, subscribe. You can check out Body Culinary. I share on TikTok. I share on Instagram and a little on Facebook. Right now, there's a 30-day class, a master class going on with sprouting. We got sprouts going over here. We've been washing the stuff from sun drying stuff or air drying stuff over there. So we're doing sprouting, crackers, and emotional eating. That's what we're covering for the next 30 days. So that'll be ongoing. I added a couple extra days for those folks that are coming in late. Group coaching, regular group coaching is every Sunday. Whole living foods and fitness as a lifestyle, not a diet. That's Sundays at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The workout is at 5 a.m. If you don't have a copy, feel free to download Whole Living Foods in the Hood with menus to fit your budget. You'll see different shopping plans, what I bought for that money with the receipts, as well as tips and pictures for what I've been doing. This is going on year 12 and a half, 13 years of Whole Living Foods and fitness as a lifestyle. So it is totally doable. All right, y'all, I'm out of here. Create a great day on purpose, and I'll see you soon.